Tonight, 2 San Antonio officers shot in the line of duty, and the man accused of shooting them is in custody. Now, the police chief says that this started with a family disturbance call on Alta Puerta. That's on the northeast side near Nacogdoches and 1604. The night team's Avery Everett joins us now from there live tonight. Avery.
Neighbors here on the northeast side say they're shaken after seeing those two officers shot in their own neighborhood. Now, this all unfolded hours ago, but as you can see right behind me, this scene's still very active. Tonight, Chief McManus saying this call, it could have turned deadly.
The officers are very, very lucky that they weren't killed.
Two SAPD officers are in surgery tonight after suffering gunshot wounds. The suspect, who has yet to be identified, now in custody.
These types of calls are very, very volatile. They're very dangerous because of the emotion involved in many, many cases. And this was one of those cases.
A family disturbance call turned dangerous. That's how SAPD Chief William McManus described what happened on Alta Puerta Thursday night.
Very, very fortunate tonight.
McManus says the suspect went to a home to get his children. We're told he got into an altercation with someone at the scene. The chief says he started to douse the home with gasoline and threatened to set it on fire. When officers arrived, police say he began firing a long gun, hitting two officers, one 3 times, the other once.
Officers arrived on the scene and they went into a very, very hot zone.
One neighbor who asked not to be identified took this video. It shows other SAPD officers trying to rescue the two officers that were hit while still taking fire.
My husband said that was gunshots, and I was like, that sounds really close.
Something this family says they haven't heard before.
That's the first time that's ever happened in this neighborhood.
A shock to this neighborhood, but a relief knowing the suspect is now in custody. We're told the kids and the other family members in that house are okay. But we also wanted to mention that SAPD informed us that since the start of 2023, there have been more than 28,000 domestic violence calls across the city. SAPD actually launched a domestic violence campaign just this week. We have a whole breakdown of what that looks like already on KSAT.com. Reporting live, I'm Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Avery, thank you. In other news tonight, a lot of uncertainty for families who have children in Edgewood ISD. Now, there are plans to close some campuses, but here's the thing. It's unclear as to which ones or even how many. District staff are going to the community now for answers. The night team's Patty Santos attended the first of 3 community meetings tonight at Kennedy High School, where the recommendations were announced.
As a community, we need to stick together.
There was disappointment, but still a lot of Edgewood ISD pride as community members learned the district cannot afford to keep all 22 of its campuses open. That's thanks in part to a drop in student enrollment.
We had to do a deficit budget this year just to give raises and keep up with insurance costs.
We had to consider our challenges.
The district made public 11 recommendations that would include the closure of several schools. The closures are not finalized, but the district's proposal names as many as 10 campuses. Some in the community say they were alarmed by what they believe is a quick process.
Why wasn't the community notified a lot sooner? Why did it take so long to create these recommendations?
You're giving too much information for people if this is the first time they come here to digest and to give you ideas. So we need to slow down a little bit. If this changes have to happen, I mean, we're going to have to make the best of it and make the best decisions.
Given the nearly 60 charter schools around the district and the talk of state school vouchers.
So today you're going to hear a multitude of information.
Superintendent Eduardo Hernandez says timing is crucial, and he says any approved closures will happen over several years. Hernandez says the focus is on saving quality programs and teacher retention.
This is a change, and we know that in any change, it affects people in a way that affects them emotionally in their heart.
The next 2 meetings are tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. You can find the location on our website, KSAT.com. The task force will then take the public comment and make a final recommendation for the board to approve in mid-November. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
New tonight, the American soldier who was brought to Joint Base San Antonio Lackland last month after crossing into North Korea is reportedly facing charges. Military documents show that Army Private Travis King is being charged with desertion and possession of child pornography. Now, according to the documents obtained by ABC News, King faces a total of 8 counts under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The Army says that King crossed into North Korea back in July, and our KSAT cameras were there as he arrived at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland last month. At the time, the Pentagon said that King was being taken to Brooke Army Medical Center for reintegration. Now, tonight, his mother released a statement in part saying, quote, "A mother knows her son, and I believe something happened to mine while he was deployed. The Army promised to investigate, and I await the results," end quote. San Antonio doing more to help homeless people. This morning, City Council approved a $15.9 million plan to expand a shelter. Right now, Sam Ministries runs a shelter out of a downtown motel, and now it's going to use funding from the city to lease another place, and that would be that one there, the Holiday Inn on Cesar Chavez and Santa Rosa, for 2 years. Since this one is a much bigger space, Sam Ministries thinks that it's going to help more than 400 people with a place to stay. One woman says that the current shelter has helped her get her life back on track.
I was depressed and stuff like that, and I came here and I'm happy. I take care of myself.
The average person stays about 100 days, so we could potentially have 2 to 3 groups of people that go through that sheltering.
And Sam Ministries is hoping to have people in the new shelter by Thanksgiving. Several people facing charges tonight after the Bexar County Sheriff's Office uncovered an illegal gambling operation. That discovery was made this afternoon at an East Side game room on Montgomery Drive. It's near Walsham Road and Eagle Crest Boulevard. Sheriff Javier Salazar says that this isn't the first time, however, that particular location has been investigated.
You may recall that in 2021, we actually raided this same location for similar circumstances, very similar circumstances. At that time, we believed that it was under different management, but obviously it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibilities that they just changed some names on paper somewhere, and it's part of the same criminal enterprise. And so that's certainly something that we're looking into.
The sheriff says that 4 employees are facing multiple charges, and at last check, BCSO confiscated around 20 grand in cash. An overnight joyride ended with a trip to the hospital for 2 teens. Castle Hills police say that it all started just before 1 o'clock this morning when a 15-year-old boy and his 13-year-old sister stole their stepfather's car. The two were reportedly driving around 90 miles an hour when the car crashed into a barrier wall at Loop 410 in Northwest Military. The boy left the scene with 2 broken arms, and tonight the girl remains in serious condition. Also, an update now to a story that we brought to you yesterday. Remember that scene? 5 students and a bus driver involved in a Southwest ISD bus crash yesterday. They're now out of the hospital. That accident happened yesterday at Highway 90 and 1604. And at last check, what we know is that only 1 student is still recovering in the hospital tonight.
As hard as it is, we cannot give up on peace. We cannot give up on a 2-state solution. Israel and Palestinians equally deserve to live in safety, dignity, and peace.
Just hours ago, President Joe Biden appealed to the public for support as the conflict between Israel and Hamas continues. He addressed the nation from the Oval Office. During that speech, the president again made the case for the U.S. backing Ukraine and Israel. He called the support, quote, vital for America's national security, end quote. His administration is asking Congress for billions in military aid. Meanwhile, Israel's defense forces continue to pound Gaza tonight with retaliatory airstrikes after the October 7th attacks by the Hamas terrorist group. Now, Representative Jim Jordan is hoping that the third time is the charm after 2 failed attempts to secure enough votes for the House Speaker seat. Jordan is telling his GOP colleagues that he's not giving up. He's still running. However, he also said that he would back a temporary speaker as he works to shore up support to win the speakership. Jordan's spokesperson said that Congress is set to vote on a 3rd speaker ballot tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. Now let's talk about the Spurs. With just a week to go until the regular NBA season, the Spurs are celebrating a new place to hang their practice jerseys. The Victory Capital Performance Center officially opened today. It's really a cutting-edge practice facility. It's taken 10 years to plan, 2 years to build. Its opening comes at a time when fans and Spurs ownership alike are thrilled for the start of the upcoming season.
The opening up of it and the journey and the amount of experiences that I think will happen here, both on this court and around it, is the most exciting for me.
Lots of excitement going around. That practice facility, by the way, just part of the first phase of the new Rocket La Cantera. And again, the Spurs are going to open the regular season October 25th against the Mavericks at the Frost Bank Center. Get ready.
How long did you guys get?
The very next day they opened up.
Yeah, the owner of that business tells Tim Gerber why the health department shut down his restaurant and also what he's done to fix things. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Originally called Mary's Gold, the marigold is named after the Virgin Mary. But in Mexico, it's called cempasúchil, the flower of the dead. Placed on graves and used to decorate altars during the Day of the Dead, it's believed the flower's vibrant colors and strong scent can lure souls back to the living. Since they bloom in early summer and die at fall's first frost, they also symbolize the fragility of life. The name cempasúchil is Aztec and roughly translated to flower of many petals. For the Aztecs, the flower was sacred, and its bright color represented the sun. Native to the Americas, it was cultivated for decorative, magical, medicinal, and agricultural purposes. And they were thought to cure hiccups and were often planted near crops. As a matter of fact, the marigold produces a natural insecticide. Once Spanish explorers discovered the hardy plant, they took the seeds back to Europe. Now hundreds of varieties grow across the globe, including India, where the marigold has become an important ceremonial flower. For Hindus, the marigold symbolizes surrender to the divine.
A roach infestation and other health code violations. Those are the reasons that local health inspectors shut down a West Side fruit and snack shop. Also, a Chinese restaurant told the Night Team's Tim Gerber that the roaches in their business came from a delivery. Tim now takes us behind the kitchen door.
Ming Garden Express, located in the 7100 block of Highway 90 West, was temporarily shut down by a health inspector in late August, mainly due to a roach infestation. Live roaches were found in a container of clean utensils, and dead roaches were found on pans stored on a shelf. Roach droppings were found in the corners of the cold hold doors, and the inspector wrote there was heavy roach activity throughout the business. They were also told to repair and seal several holes and gaps in the walls, floors, and ceilings. The inspector gave them an 81 and told them to call when they were ready to reopen.
How long did you guys get?
The very next day they opened up.
I stopped by this week to see if they'd made improvements. The owner didn't want to talk on camera, but he did take me behind the kitchen door. He said the roaches came in a delivery the same day the inspector showed up. He also says they were closed for a day to clean things up, and the bugs are no longer a problem. Fabito's, located in the 7300 block of West Military Drive, was also shut down by a health inspector who gave them a 77 on their September inspection. The business was storing utensils in room temperature water with food debris floating in it. There were numerous live and dead roaches throughout the place, including in the hand sink. The business also told to stop using unapproved chemicals for pest control. An open bottle was found right next to single-use to-go containers. The ice machine was missing a panel that protects the water and ice from contamination. In all, the business had 8 repeat violations. The business was not open during their regular business hours when I stopped by this week. Gorditas Estiatorion, located in the 1300 block of South W.W. White Road, got a 76 on their September inspection. They had to remove food from a refrigeration unit that wasn't working. Eggs left at room temp were temping at 81 degrees. They were tossed out. There was no sanitizing solution in the dishwasher. Workers were touching food with bare hands and not properly washing their hands. Ants were crawling around a sugar container, and they were using recycled grocery bags to store raw meat. A re-inspection was ordered for early October. For Behind the Kitchen Door, Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
And here's an important update for you tonight. Metro Health told KSAT that Favitos was allowed to reopen. Now let's take a live look outside out there right now. 69 degrees. The night looks nice and calm. But what about this warmer weather again, Adam?
Oh, you know, we've had such a good taste of fall.
Right?
Been feeling like fall.
And it was just snatched from us.
We're just going to press pause.
Okay.
For a period of time here, an extended period of time, because the record warmth is returning, humidity's coming back, but with it will be a shot at rain. Let's start with the record warmth. Tomorrow, 94. That's a record by 2 degrees. Saturday, 93 the high temperature. That would be a new record by 1 degree. And then we drop back into the 80s, which is still above average for this time of year. And the main reason these temperatures are falling off is because of extra clouds in the sky, providing some natural shade. Here's the big picture. Disturbance over the Great Lakes. That's where you have the activity, the dip in the upper level flow. We're going to get our own dip in the flow, our own disturbance. But right now we've got the big blue H, which is slowly going to be moving overhead over the next couple of days, and we'll have some record warmth. It's also blocking and slowing down the forward motion here in the forward movement of Hurricane Norma. This is off the west coast of Mexico, Category 3 hurricane. Remember, there's a lot of moisture in hurricanes, a lot of moisture and energy in these systems. And it's a time of year we can sometimes tap into that. The leftovers of this, as it curls north and eastward, by this weekend, the leftovers will be in western Mexico. And then the leftover energy and moisture gets picked up by our next disturbance dropping into the southwestern U.S. Some of that gets thrown our way, and of course this will come with its own bit of energy, but I think most of the leftover energy from Norma will be in West Texas and North Texas. Bottom line, though, either way, we still have some daily rain chances because of this overall shift in our pattern. More of like a spring-like pattern, if you will. As for the rainfall potential, I think it's going to be isolated around here. I mean, cross your fingers for your neighborhood. We'll have some showers periodically next week, but I think the highest accumulations are most likely off to the north, especially along Interstate 20 in North Texas. They could see a few inches of rain up there over a several-day stretch. Around here, 20% chance Monday, up to 30% Tuesday through Thursday, of course. Still a bit of a ways away. We'll be fine-tuning those numbers in the days ahead. Dew points are down. That feels fall-like. Lack of humidity or mugginess in the air, dewies in the 40s and even some 50s, but that's going to be changing in the days ahead. Tomorrow, still comfortable. Dew point 36, Saturday, Sunday, not bad. It's by Monday. The real sticky, muggy air is back in place, and you're really going to feel it at that point. With dew points well into the 60s, even near 70, that also means warmer mornings on the way. 59 tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. But then look how quickly we warm up. By 10 a.m., 76. Noon, we're at 87. And then a high temperature of 94 at 4 p.m. And a light southerly breeze. Del Rio up to 97. Cotulla 94. Canyon Lake 95. New Braunfels 96 tomorrow. And Lake Hills 95. I mentioned those warmer mornings with that humidity. You won't need your sweatshirt anymore in the mornings. I mean, check out Monday morning, 68, then up to 70 for those morning low temperatures. That's 10 degrees above average for this time of year as we get into next week. So a little bit to watch there, and we need to definitely keep you posted on the changes with that disturbance and the leftover energy.
All right, Adam, thank you. Hi, Larry.
Hello.
You ready for tomorrow?
I am ready for tomorrow.
All right, tell me more about that.
All right, well, tonight, though, gave us a little warm-up, right, for Week 9, which is now underway in big game coverage. And tonight, number 1 Steele was in action, playing at East Central. And Devin Vassell is going to talk about the starting 5 for the Spurs and their focus coming up.
think we need really a true point guard. Like you said, everybody brings the ball up the court, but I think Jeremy's adjusted really well with bringing the ball up and, just getting us into our sets.
Devin Vassell's all about the Spurs starting five that has the versatile Jeremy Sohan playing point guard in big board sports. Here's the #1 ranked Steel Knights exchanging handshakes and hugs at East Central High School tonight before that District 27 6A matchup. First quarter, the Knights get on the board first. Chad Warner throws it to Avion for Rowe, and he gets a lot of yards after the catch, and that goes down as a 27-yard touchdown, and the Knights lead it 7-0. A few minutes later, they strike again. This time, Warner goes over the top to Grant Hamilton for a 35-yard touchdown to make it 14-0 Steel. The Knights win 52-28, improving to 7-1 overall and 3-0 in district. Take you out to the SAISD Sports Complex for Harlandale and #12 Burbank. First quarter Indians ball. Quarterback Jacob Saucedo feeling the heat, so he gets out of the pocket and throws to Michael Palomino. 6-yard scoring strike, and Harlandale leads 7-0. But the Bulldogs bite right back. QB Kevin Hernandez looking to his left before throwing over the middle to Rene Espinosa, and he's gone for a 51-yard touchdown, tying the game at 7-0, and the Bulldogs win by the final of 35-21. Over at Hero Stadium, the Clark Cougars and Roosevelt Rough Riders are playing some high school football tonight. Second quarter, Roosevelt up 14-7. About to get more. QB Shea Marchigiani rolls one way, then throws back the other way, hitting Brennan Carroll in stride for a 51-yard touchdown, and it's 21-7 Rough Riders. Nice toss and catch. Rough Riders playing some D now. Number 35, Josiah Ali gets free, and he chases down the QB for a sack, and the Rough Riders are winners 36-21. And let's check out some other finals from tonight. Bernie beats Kennedy 63-0. Southwest Legacy beats Eagle Pass win 32-21, and San Antonio Christian is a winner 27-14. In baseball, the Houston Astros beat the Texas Rangers tonight 10-3 to even the American League Championship Series at 2 games all. Game 5 is tomorrow, 4:07 in the afternoon in Arlington, and then the series will move back to Houston for Game 6. Spurs starting 5 last night will be their starting 5 next week when the regular season tips off, per head coach Greg Popovich. You've got Victor Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, Devin Vassell, and Jeremy Sohan running the point. That's a very tall starting 5, ranging from 6'5" to Wemby, who stands 7'4". They can shoot and they can all defend, which is what the Spurs are all about.
A lot more engaged on the defensive end. I think that's one thing right now that I think you see night and day. I mean, I know it's only preseason, but I think we're all more engaged and just wanting to play defense. And I mean, we're trying to win. So at the end of the day, we're trying to do everything that it takes to win. So it's a great lineup out there. It's our first real game together. I guess you could say preseason real game together, and we just got to keep building.
I think we've experienced the type of spacing we're going to get for the season. Of course, there's some adjustments, but we had shots falling, especially from Devin. And, we play together, it's everything is smooth. I think we're on the good path.
That is a fun 5 to watch. San Antonio FC will try to stop Colorado Springs in the playoffs after the break. Now the fun really begins for Alan Marcina and San Antonio FC with the playoffs. San Antonio is the 4th seed in the Western Conference and will open up with the 5th-seeded Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC in a rematch of last year's conference final. SAFC finished the regular season 6-14, and they set a new franchise record for goals scored with 63, but none of that matters in the postseason.
Yeah, team's mentality right now for playoffs is win or go home. Nothing's guaranteed in this business. Next week isn't guaranteed, so you got to leave it all out there on Saturday, because it could be the last day, or we could, live another week. And that's the mentality. It's win or go home, and we know Colorado's a good side, and we'll be prepared as much as possible.
SAFC will host Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC Saturday night at 8 at Toyota Field, and fingers crossed that they win and get to see another week.
There's so much going on right now with sports.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know if you're getting any sleep, but anyway.
Not a lot.
Thank you. We'll be right back.